Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Lara Annie and I am a new immigrant in Canada. I am a permanent resident in Canada and I landed in December 2022. I became a permanent resident via the Federal Skilled Worker Program. And on this video, I'm going to carry you guys along on the general overview of how I went about the whole Federal Skilled Worker process in order to immigrate to Canada. In order to immigrate to Canada, your application is going to be based on the following factors: your age, your education, your work experience, whether you have a valid job offer, your English and or French language skills, and also your adaptability. So regarding age, is more like the younger you are, the more points you get out of age, because once you're like over 30, you begin to lose points at every birthday. But not to worry, there are other things that can boost your score. Regarding education, you're going to have to evaluate your degrees. Regarding work experience, you're going to have to prove that you're a skilled worker. If you have a valid job offer from an employer in Canada, you're going to get more points for that. You're going to evaluate your language skills. Yeah, so either you're an English speaker or a French speaker, you're going to have to evaluate that. In order to prove that you have a skilled work experience, your occupation has to fall under something called TEER. So when I was doing my own application process, it was called NOC codes, which is National Occupational Classifications. But now it has, as at 16th of November 2022, it has been changed to TEER. So right now we have TEER 0, TEER 1, TEER 2, and TEER 3. So I'm going to break down what the tiers are all about. For TEER 0, the occupation type is management occupations. So example of that is advertising, marketing and public relations managers, financial managers. For TEER 1, occupations that usually require a university degree, which for example, financial advisors, software engineers. For TEER 2, occupations that usually require a college diploma, apprenticeship training of 2 or more years, or supervisory occupations. Examples are computer network and web technicians, medical laboratory technologies. For TEER 3, occupations that usually require a college diploma, apprenticeship training of less than 2 years, or more than 6 months of on-the-job training. Examples are bakers, dental assistants, and dental laboratory assistants. For TEER 4, occupations that usually require a high school diploma or several weeks of on-the-job training. Examples are home child care providers, retail salesperson, and visual merchandisers. For TEER 5, occupations that usually need short-term work demonstration and no formal education. Examples are landscaping and grounds maintenance laborers, delivery service drivers, and door-to-door distributors. But for this express entry, for this Federal Skilled Worker Program, your job has to fall under TEER 0, TEER 1, TEER 2, or TEER 3. So for your job to be categorized as like eligible for the express entry pool, you have to have the same job. Like, it's called your primary occupation, so you have to have worked at this job within the last 10 years. So for example, if you worked there before 2012, because since we're in 2022, if you worked at the job before 2012, it's not going to be eligible for the express entry. So the job has to be within the last 10 years. It has to be paid work, and it has to be a full-time job. For your job to be categorized as a full-time job means you have to work for a minimum of 30 hours per week. Yes, so and you need to be paid for the work. So after you've checked the different tiers to know what job category your occupation falls under, and you're sure that your job is eligible under the tiers in order to participate in the Federal Skilled Worker Program, the next thing is to evaluate your language ability. So if you're an English speaker, you need to write an exam called IELTS. For me, I did IELTS under the British Council, under British Council, and the IELTS is broken down into 4 modules. We have the listening, we have the speaking, we have the reading, and we have the writing. For IELTS scores under the Express Entry profile, it's recommended for you to have 8,777 in the different modules. So 8 in your listening and then 7 in the rest of the exams. This is for you to be able to max out the scores under the pool. So for mine, during my exam, for my listening I had 8.5, for my reading I had 8, for my speaking and my writing I had 7.5. So I actually maxed out the points. But the minimum score you can actually get for your language eligibility is the Canadian Language Benchmark 7, which is CLB for short, CLB 7 in all 4 abilities. That is the minimum score that is required of you in order to be eligible to apply. And please note that your language tests are valid for only 2 years. So it's actually advisable to write the exam when you're sure that you're ready to, open an Express Entry profile to join the pool, so that your result, the validity doesn't just, waste, because it's valid for only 2 years. While preparing for your IELTS examination, you can evaluate your university degree alongside that, because it might actually take a while. It could take up to 3 months depending on the school that you went to and the body you're using to evaluate your result. I evaluated my own results with WES, World Educational Services, and it was actually quite fast. So your educational evaluation is valid for 5 years. Yes, so once you evaluate your degree, it has only 5 years validity, and you're meant to evaluate your highest degree. For instance, if you have masters and BSc, you're meant to evaluate your masters so as to have the highest points under the educational criteria. Next on the list is your proof of funds. You must show that you have enough money for you and your family to settle in Canada. For proof of funds, it actually depends on the size of your family. For instance, if you're a single applicant, your proof of fund is going to be 13,310 Canadian dollar. If you're a family of 2, your proof of fund is going to be 16,570 Canadian dollar. If you're a family of 3, your proof of fund is going to be 20,371 Canadian dollar, and so on and so forth. So your family entails of you, your spouse, and your children. So this proof of fund has to be in your account for a minimum of 6 months. You have to show bank statements for the past 6 months showing all transactions, both inflow and outflow, on your account. And you also have to get a reference letter from your bank showing your average balance for the past 6 months. One thing about IRCC is they don't like lump sums, like once you have bulk deposit. So you have to make sure that whatever deposits you're making on your account has to be minimal. Like, you don't just want to drop like 5,000 Canadian dollar. That's like too much. So you have to be, and then your proof of fund has to be easily accessible. The proof of fund has to be money that you can easily withdraw from your account. Not money not like a property, you share the property, and then for you to be able to access the money, you have to first sell out the property. No, proof of fund should be money that is easily accessible from your account. So once you have all these, like once you've evaluated your university degree, once you have your proof of your work experience, once you have your IELTS examination results, and once you've like built your proof of funds, once everything is ready, the next thing is to open your express entry profile and to join the express entry pool. So you're going to have to create a profile under the express entry with all the information. Like you're going to, for your IELTS, you're going to need your test report form number. For your work experience, you're going to have to select how many years of work experience you have. You have to put your age, you have to put your education and if it was evaluated, because once you evaluate your results, you're going to have like a number from WES showing that your result has been evaluated. So once you have all these, the next thing is to create an express entry profile and join the pool. There's this comprehensive ranking system tool, CRS tool for short, that I'm going to leave the link in the description box below. You can use this tool to basically assess your points and like to know, like to have an estimate of what you can score when you join the express entry pool. So it's more like a rough estimate. Okay, you know, okay, yes, you would have not yet written your IELTS examination, but based on the fact that the recommended score should be 8777, you're going to, for that CRS tool, you can put 877 as your IELTS score. You select your marital status, you select how many years of work experience you have, and so on and so forth. So once you select all that, you're going to get a CRS score at the end of it all, which is just like giving you an insight to what you could actually get once you join the express entry pool. If you're married, so it's recommended for you and your spouse to both write the IELTS examination, just so you can have more points, because your spouse writing the examination could add as much as 20 points to you guys' score. Then what else? Anyways, I'll leave the link to the CRS tool in the description box, so you can use it to have an idea of what you score when you eventually join the pool. So once you join the express entry pool and you meet the minimum cutoff, because express entry draws are usually done bi-weekly, so that's every 2 weeks. Apparently IRCC stopped the whole express entry draws in 2020, but they kicked off on 6th of July 2022, and ever since they kicked off, draws have been done every 2 weeks. Initially when they started in July, the cutoff was really high. It was like 500 and something, and then right now, as at 2 weeks ago or so, the cutoff was already on 490 something. So you can be lucky. The scores keep dropping every 2 weeks. It has actually been going down, and this depends on the number of people in the pool and how high their scores are. So every 2 weeks you get a chance to be invited to apply. So once your score meets the minimum score for that week, you get something called an invitation to apply, where then you're now expected to upload all documentations to back up your profile. So like everything that you've uploaded in your express entry profile, you need to back them up with documents. Please note that this video is not a legal advice to anyone, as I am not an immigration consultant, neither am I an immigration lawyer. This video is just based on my own experience, and I'm using it just to educate people that are also interested in immigrating to Canada via the Federal Skilled Worker Program. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you've been able to learn 1 or 2 things. If you have follow-up questions, please leave your questions in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to answer your questions. If you love the video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, as it goes a long way in helping my channel to grow. See you guys in my next video. Bye.